Hey everybody, welcome back to Uncle Taylor's Wild Ride. I'm your host, Uncle Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me on this latest episode, episode 8, the Baku track in Azerbaijan. Very excited. I love this track actually. The tight castle corners, the long ass straight, especially the straight where Verstappen's tyre popped last year, I think it was, from memory, and he was on track to win. It's a wonderful little part of the world they race in, and I'm very glad that we're able to watch it and watch it unfold at a decent time when it's on, at least us here in Australia, of course. Getting back on the brass tracks, so episode 8, here we are, very committed, doing a hell of a lot of recording, editing, and uploading in the last couple of days. So again, thank you very much to everyone that's watched so far. We had a very good finish last round, so now we are here in the middle. We are literally dead on middle in the pack, P5 in the constructors at the moment. We have no chance of winning constructors, but we do have a good chance here of at least trying to get to P4, between P4 and P6. P6 is our marker at the moment. It's what the board has told us, as you can see in the top left corner there, that it is our objective. So everything's looking positive. There's literally nothing for ourselves to do. I've done all the editing, as you've seen in the last episode. So now we just need to make our performance targets. Now, every single episode, I like to start with this and tell you guys what we're looking and planning to do. They're wanting us a minimum qualifying of 12th, which I know we can do a lot better than that. So we'll do P8 or above. And one driver at least hitting Q3, which is, I think, is very easy for us to do. We are going to go for the fastest lap, and we'll go for the fastest lap towards the end of the race. I'm feeling more confident now in picking it. If we don't get it though, how much do we lose? 48 grand, which is nothing, sparrow money, so that's not a problem at all. We're on track here as well to achieve this, which is good in terms of our finishing streak and our qualifying positional streak, and that's P10 or higher in qualifying. So let's get straight into it. I'll meet you over there for FP1.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Let's get this underway.
I agree, let's get this underway. Here we are. We are going to swap out K-Mag here for Fittipaldi. I want him to try and get a little bit of exposure. Doesn't hurt him to just have a little bit of a practice here and there. We're not going to do it all the time, of course, but we want to have him at least try and develop if we decide to hang on to him. And that's the key word I want to say, if we decide to hang on to him. I'll get past all this for you, and I'll meet you at the start of FP1.
Radio check.
Okay. Schumacher to run out first, with Fittipaldi following him very closely behind. Because over here at Uncle Taylor's Wild Ride, we prefer to have our drivers have a hell of a lot of time on the track to make sure that they're meeting their full obligations in terms of their developments and also track knowledge and part knowledge. It's what we do here at Uncle Taylor, of course. Anyway, I'm going to take the camera off here for the moment again. I much prefer you guys to see all the telemetry data that's on the top right of the screen. I much prefer to try and keep it as open as I can. And just to show you why I do this, if I move the webcam into the middle here, that's not really pleasurable viewing. I mean, I don't even like looking at myself on the webcam, or a camera for that matter, so I can't even imagine what you guys are feeling. But I'll chuck it back over here. I'm going to minimize this, keep the little bogan thing up, because again, I want you guys to follow me here on YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, with all the links in the description below. But for the moment, enjoy the pleasantness of the sound of this race. Sound of this race, sound of the cars is what I meant to say. Ka-chow. I mean, right there, you're hitting peaks of 20 odd kilometers an hour, which is just absurd to think how quick a car can get up to that speed. Get the broadcast shot. Good braking. Good corner there. Very good corner. Okay. Now, at least if I've shown you what I'm looking at, you guys understand how it all works, so I'm not going to bore you too much with it, but let's get back into it. I'll bring you guys back in shortly when more things happen.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Oh, there's been a crash. I can't see who it might be.
Yellow red.
I can't see who it is. Alexander
Take a
Albon, here you
look
go.
Now we see the Williams here.
So he's just spun,
A
and he's
definite collision
right in the
there.
middle of that
That's very unfortunate.
apex there. Nothing anyone could do there. No one could move from that. That's unlucky. Hopefully not a great deal of damage though to the car, but I'll bring you back in shortly. Alrighty. Well, kids, that's going to do us for free practice here. Thank you so much for sticking around. Otherwise, I'll see you there at qualifying.
Welcome back as we continue our race weekend. Practice has finished and qualifying is hot on its heels. Drivers will no doubt be constantly pushing to secure a good starting place in tomorrow's race. Of course, all it takes is one momentary lapse of concentration and they can find themselves at the back of tomorrow's grid. There are always risks to be taken, but can they afford not to? What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
That is correct. Only time will tell where we finish up, where our drivers finish up. It's going to be a very interesting weekend, that is for sure. I'm hoping K-Mag can at least get higher than P9 in qualifying, and I hope to see Mick at least get as close as to P10 as possible. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit doubtful, but, you know, let's have a look and see what happens. We'll swap out our parts to make sure our drivers are running the latest parts and the fresher parts and components that we have. And that way gives us the best opportunity not only here in qualifying, but also on race day as well. So let's quickly do that. Alrighty, here we go. Manage qualifying 1. Let's get stuck into it.
Ready check, Kevin.
Radio's good.
Looks like Sainz is already out, so we'll send out Magnussen and Schumacher. And we'll get them up to speed for their flying lap for their first run in Azerbaijan in qualifying. And here we go. Straight into it. I'm going to change these all up over here. Getting stuck in a little bit of traffic there, but he's able to get around him, around the AlphaTauri, I think it is there, which is wonderful there for Mick, so that means he's not going to be held up a great deal of time. My concern is going to be coming towards the castle circuit, the slower moving cars. You've got to hope that they get out of the way for our drivers to be able to try and post decent lap times. Good braking, no locking up, which is nice. And it looks like we're not going to be hindered a great deal there, which is good. Going into long straight as the other cars come up to speed. 41.7, 42.08. Unfortunately, Mickey Boy is quite a fair whack off the pace which is not good for him. It's not good for our team as well. So we need to try and hope that Mick is going to hold on and, you know, improve. Release of K-Mag. Decent time out there. It's not the worst time. 1 minute 44.566. Oh yeah, and look at that. That is almost 700ths off the pace there with Mick Schumacher, with minimal interruption from the drivers. So it's a bit concerning. So at this moment, the only one we're going to send out is Mick. K-Mag, I feel very confident on that he's not going to have too much of a hindrance. So let's send out Mick. Let's see if he can get out before the others. No, he can't. I've just set him straight into the lion's den. He's been stitched up here, and it's my fault. I apologise, Mick. I do apologise. Ah, what a bad move. That's why I just fast forwarded through it, because I know that's a bad decision. So effectively here, we need all this to kind of stop. All these other drivers. We don't want Vettel to improve. We don't want Latifi to improve. And we don't want Albon to improve. And if it stays the same, we're going to be okay. And it does. After the royal stitch-up we just landed poor Mick Schumacher, he somehow stays in. So, take the positives where we can. But I need to be better as a proper racing director, manager.
Radio check, Kev.
Radio's good.
And even then, Mick is still some distance away from him. So, already off the bat, it's not looking overly promising for Mick Schumacher. He's in the drop zone, and he's going to need to pull an absolute rabbit out of his hat here to try and get out of Q2. A little bit slower there in the first sector where Mick has some improvement. So just a little bit concerning, of course. But at this rate, these drivers are going to have to find at least 400ths to 500ths of a second faster to improve. We're still relatively sweet. I'm not concerned about that. Okay, here we go. Magnussen is at risk. The driver at risk. He's at a better second sector. Okay, he's officially been dropped into the drop zone. Both drivers are in the drop zone. We need Magnussen to pull a rabbit out here as well. It's a substantial improvement on the times. We need to find an extra 300ths of a second. This is going to come down to the absolute wire. Can we do it? Can we get out of Q2 into Q3 again? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. So both drivers are eliminated from Q2. Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. First time in a long time that's happened. Oh well, nothing we can do. We tried our best. So now we'll go on to race day.
Race day has arrived and the time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
Haas gave a solid performance in qualifying, and they'll be happy enough with their grid position here. Let's see if they can make it work for them. Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
But for now though, let's get ready for all the action of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okay, here we are guys, race day. One of the best days of our week. Let's jump into it. Very disappointing there at the end of second qualifying, I should say, dropping out. It's a bit of a rarity. We haven't had too many of that this season already, which is good. But a bit disappointed that we couldn't get out, and that's fine. So what we need to now do is work out what's going to be our best strategy. So I think at the moment we're going to do a medium to hard setup for K-Mag. That way you can go a little bit longer. And obviously there is a good chance of a safety car happening. So anything is possible. I want to stress that. Anything is possible. So we're going to take a slight gamble. Let's hope. And let's see something pop up. Oh, hang on. Actually, K-Mag moves into P10. Must have been a penalty or something like that. Which, that would be good if the game mentioned it.
It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. There we see Kevin Magnussen. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. Everything's been building to this. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
And here we go, guys. Starting laps. Let's put everything into our full attack mode here. Launching it up the middle there. Schumacher is on the soft tyre. Magnussen is on the medium. We're hoping for a slight little miracle here. Get some early movement.
Haas
Push up.
overtake. Let's have a look.
Schumacher's
Right, watch
overtaken
this.
Sonoda.
There's
Was this from the
Schumacher.
offset, was it? Oh yeah, just so it really looks like just in terms of the drag and the start that
And
they got.
clear it. Big move.
It was a good start. Very good start by both drivers. But we would love here Magnussen to get around Ocon, who seems to be our rival for the season so far. Causing us a little bit of grief every now and then. Schumacher is still making his moves up, as Guan Yu Zhou and Ricciardo are challenging each other. And Mick can get around him if he chooses to, with enough power, but I don't think he's gonna do it. I'm gonna chuck these quickly back into harvest mode before we get to the long straight.
Copy that.
Look at this.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Copy that.
I'll chuck it back in the neutral now that these are all fully charged. Very hot, as we can see it there. 51 degrees on track temperature. So now we'll chuck it all into deploy.
Mode push.
Let's go as hard as we can. Let's try and close the gap. Let's try and overtake. We know we have the power. We just need to show it. So let's see if Magnussen can get himself up to speed, get inside of a bit of a toe, and overtake Ocon on the opening lap. It's not looking positive, but Schumacher is looking positive. If he can get around the McLaren of Danny Rick here, it will be good. Bit late on the brake, tighter inside line, takes him on the inside, and holds the position. So P12 for Schumacher, P12 for Schumacher.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And he's pulling away too.
That's a new race position for Haas.
Alright, now we won't chew through our tyres. Not yet. DRS zone is going to start coming up very shortly. Right now we just need to get into a small little rhythm. That consistency piece I'll continuously talk about. That's what we need from us here today. And surprisingly, we've got the fresher tyre on the softs when it comes to us, so we might be able to go a little bit longer than what we are first thinking, which will be nice. Already there's a considerable gap.
Use DRS.
There is a considerable gap between myself and Mick, with one car in between, and at least I think about 800ths of a second, 1500ths of a second. Yeah, that's good, Taylor. 1.5 seconds, where Ocon is starting to pull away from us. We want to try and catch up to him.
Mode push.
Copy that.
Because we don't really want to fall out of sync and out of touch there with Gasly and Ocon.
It's a good job.
Schumacher got around Guan Yu Zhou, so now it's P11 and P10. So the boys are coming up to be challenging each other.
Haas with an overtake there.
So here's where we're going to try now.
Mode push.
Copy.
get everything to start happening. As the clouds have started to roll over, the track temperature's dipping a little bit.
Go push.
Yeah, copy.
Now Mag is inside the DRS zone here, so anything is possible. How fast can we get up to it? We need the DRS activation point to kick on now. But we're not going to be close enough, unfortunately. But we're still going to continue because we have the next DRS zone coming up right now. So if we are going to try and make a move, it's now. So we need a good strong exit, which looks like that was a positive start. We are very quickly overtaking here. Ocon is out of the DRS zone. A little bit of blocking there. A little bit of arrogancy in the blocking is what I think. As we send him to the inside here. Can K-Mag get around him? Yes, he can. And can he make the move stick? Yes, he can as well. So P9
Good job,
there.
Kev.
And looks like Mickey's not that far behind us as well, which is also refreshing to see. We'll chuck it back in overtake here for K-Mag. Just try and keep up with the pace. We got the DRS activation zone. In the same scenario, let's see if we can close the gap. Especially Mick is unfortunately a substantial far way away. And no, we can't. And that's okay. Alrighty, let's fast forward a little bit here. And I'll bring you back when something happens on the screen. And all these drivers are front, two in front of us, Perez and Sainz, are all on brand spanking new tyres. So we are going to fall off the pace a little bit to them, which is unfortunately understandable. But the others have not pitted yet. So they should start pitting, so that meaning we should push up to P3, P4 on paper. But we still need to monitor the car, monitor how it all works, and make sure that, again, we can last the race. Now we'll change it over here to Mickey Boy, so we at least see where he's looking. He's coming into the pit zone. Pit lane, sorry.
Understood.
And judging by the
Watch
the
out, one
camera,
line, pit limiter.
seeing everything, sorry, the camera, the map, we should fall into P16. If we have a good enough stop. Luckily enough, we are very close here to the exit. So we need a quick stop here. There we go, we're out. Can we hold on to P16? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We just do, which is nice. So we'll get him up the pace, chuck onto deploy mode, save the tyres as best we can,
Use the rest.
Copy.
and just try and get ourselves up to pace and back into the saddle, back into the swing of things. As DRS has been disabled there, so we've just put
We
onto
want leave core, please.
harvest.
Copy.
Harvest some of the energy that we've output. Because right now we have absolutely jack. And again, Magnussen is still P7. No changes into our positioning. So we'll fast forward through to his pit window. And now it's his turn to go into the hards.
Gain a position.
Copy box.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Big crash.
Copy.
Where is this big crash? I'd like to see it. The safety car has
Crash. Let's
Oh,
take a look at the
Sergio.
replay. We're just watching the
in the
Red
castle circuit. What's happened here? Is he locked up? See, there it is.
Bull. Clearly, something went very, very wrong there.
He is absolutely carked it. Not enough for him to not be able to race, but it does mean there is substantial damage to the front of his car. Look at that. So the safety car was not called out for this one. I would have thought it would have been. And it looks like we might be able to nip the Red Bull here.
Charge on.
Copy that.
Because he's going to have to now come in after getting fresh tyres and now get a brand new wing put on. I mean, look at the difference there. We're not even using our ERS, and we're catching right up to him because of that front wing. So, with any luck, this will be a nice little quick pit stop. There he is there. He's going to have to get a new front wing chucked on where we just need tyres. So hopefully it's not a as long pit stop again. We're looking for a quick one. As it looks like he's out into the lane. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, attaboy. Attaboy. Good stuff. Good stuff, team. P10. We're at P10 at the moment. Let's get back onto this camera here. So same scenario.
Okay, Kev, no management required, so push as much as you can.
We'll chuck it all out. Make it nice and fast. Catch up to some of these other drivers. So we got Ocon ahead of us, and then Gasly's very close. So we're looking at P8 at the moment on paper, which is still very nice. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And just make sure we're watching Mick Schumacher as well, who is unfortunately again somewhat off the pace. I try to make sure I focus on him because I like Mick, I really do. But right now, K-Mag is the only one getting points for us. So having the more focus and the priority on Mick would not be beneficial to the team's strategy. He's not faster, he's slower, unfortunately. So we need to make sure that we, prioritize the team here with our points, and just make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success in the future. So who knows? Schumacher might stick around, he might not. It's still early days in the season, but we are going to need to see a drastic improvement from him to warrant me to re-sign his contract. Alrighty, well, with all the pit stops done and the events happening, I'll bring you guys back shortly.
Haas have moved up the field. Let's take a closer look.
Let's have a look
Now
at this.
Just focus on the Haas.
Here we are going up against 3 wide. We're 3 wide there.
And they
Bloody.
move up the field with that.
Bloody good driving.
The team watching on and clearly loving that.
Bloody good driving. We'll turn up the laps.
McLaren gain a position.
There's been another crash. The safety car has been deployed. Now we have enough here to get us going towards the end of the race. So we're going to just set everything to harvest and just cooling down. Who was it?
Sounds like
Oh,
there's been a crash. Here's the replay.
Lando Norris has
Watch this.
crashed.
We're looking
Where
at
did he
Lando
crash?
Norris.
Oh, up here. Brakes is locked up. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And there's the crash.
That was massive. Shit, a
And the
brick.
team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Oh, God almighty. That was a huge hit. Well, that's the biggest hit I've seen on this game. That's unreal. Fucking pinball wizard, wasn't that? Oh, God. So, P10 and P14 for Schumacher. Everything's now happening. So Denny Rick is the only driver so far that has pitted and is trying to opt for a faster strategy on the car.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Copy.
We'll hang on to that. We got 11 laps. We got a hell of a lot of driving still left to do. That was a huge crash. I just can't get over that. They should have red flagged the race for that. We're ready for it. We're hunting for it. Come on. Let us go, son. Let us go. Let us go. And all these other cars here, like the bloody Williams getting in the way because, you know, they were unfortunately lapped. Here we are again, same scenario, but it does mean we're going to try and make a sneaky little push up here on Alonso, but yet we're going to lose the position. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Kev! Oh, God, are these two? What the hell was that? What's wrong with the AI in this game sometimes?
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Because of pure stupidity. Ah, Christ almighty. So now we're really challenging again to try and get up here higher than
That's a
P10.
new race position for Haas.
P16. Mick lost a couple positions as well. Ah, just what goes through the driver's head sometimes. Now I think we have enough to get around him here. Let's see if we can. Getting his little slipstream, and let's get him. That's it. Keep pushing, you dog washer. And now we seem to make the move stick. There we go. Like that.
Okay, good job. That's one.
We'll turn down these tyres because we still want to be able to attack a little bit towards the end of the race.
Haas with an overtake there.
So we're back into the points. We want higher than P10. We do want to get the P8 at least. Give it a Pierre. But we still need to also critically save our tyres. For the
DRS
attack.
enabled.
And here we go. This is what I was talking about.
Come on, Kev, let's pressure him.
Copy.
Let's do it, Kev. Chuck them both into overtake. Chuck the attack on. DRS is on.
It's available if needed.
Go for it.
Understood.
Get us around him. Good stuff. P9. And Mick should be able to get around him here. But it doesn't look like he's game enough to make the attack.
Haas with an overtake.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Looks like he just doesn't have enough testosterone to make the attempt. So right now we'll fast forward back to the next DRS zone and try again. While we try to hold on to our ERS. So when we go for this big attack, we're going to have plenty of power to do it. Here we go. Let's see. Going wide. Oh, geez, that was a ballsy move. I don't know why he decided to try that. DRS is activated. We should slot by him. Here we go. And we'll chuck this on the defender, hold our position here. Can we hold on? No, we can't. Oh, Schumacher here as he makes some moves to try and
Alpine just advanced.
get around him. No, he can't. Damn it. Or can he? Yes, he can. Finally gets on. So P14, chuck him back into harvest because we still need to try and save us some energy. We're just going to leave the tyres in overtake and or attack mode, I think. What we might do is just make it to aggressive, just to bring down that temperature a little bit as we can. Even though it is only incremental, it does all help. Now, Gasly here should be in DRS mode. We have DRS as well, but we are trying to get back as much as we can ERS-wise. I'm going to chuck it into overtake mode because Alonso is out of the area, and then we'll go straight back into harvest.
Charge on.
Copy.
And here come both these cars. I expect us to
Good
lose
job.
2 positions here. Yep, there we go. There's 1, there's 2. Chuck it back into harvest because we want to try and
That's a
guarantee...
new race position for Haas.
trying to guarantee an attack towards the end of the race. If Mick can't improve too much further, than what P14. We might do a soft compound swap just before the end of the race and just try and get a fastest lap out of him and just chuck everything into attack mode. Now we should lose a position here again as well to Alonso because again we don't have that ERS, so I think we need to do a full lap of harvesting for us to be completely happy. Somehow we hold on. I don't know how we did that, but we shouldn't hold on here. We should lose out here. Yep, there's one, there's two. I'm not overly concerned right now. We still got a couple of laps to go, but we need to prioritise the ERS because we are running low.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
It's like Mick right now, that looks good. We have the DRS as well, so I'm really not concerned. Alright, we'll set it back up to neutral for that. Let's try and catch up here. I'm keeping this all in fast pace because I want this all to be captured. Because this is unique, this is fun. And it's not really looking that good. So I think we will try for a faster lap here for Mick. I know he can do it. If we just set everything out to full extremity. The fast lap is a 147.58. 0.058. Oh, there's been a incident somewhere. I can't see where.
Oh, big lock up there.
Verstappen.
You can take a look now.
Oh,
And here we see Max Verstappen.
Maximilian.
Well,
Oh, and he
locked
saves
up.
the car. He
They
saves the
won't have been
car.
happy about that.
He's still P2, getting challenged, but he's still in P2, so it's not the end of the world for Max. Let's get into broadcast view. Let's have a look. We are closing, but we're not closing hard enough, unfortunately. But it does mean we're going to have a red-hot opportunity here to overtake, hopefully, one of them. No. We chickened out. Vettel here is defending very well against Mick. So there's nothing we could do for that. We do need to try and catch up though, honestly. I think I've just scratched the idea about fastest lap with Mick Schumacher. I want him to try and at least get around Vettel here. At least just finish in P15. It's still a decent outcome for him. But I think a P8 finish here will be good. P7's a strong chance too, with Perez's tyres really on the outer. We're just going to set Magnussen to harvest. So he has a full ERS.
Haas with an overtake there.
To have a full ERS just to get around it and, you know, and go from there. So let's see what we can do. Here we go. Coming up to the final lap of the race. We're in P10, we're in the points, but it would be nicer if we got a higher points finish. They're all bunched up. We are all bunched up. Which is wonderful to see.
Use the rest.
Copy.
So who knows? We might get a P8 finish. We could potentially get higher. Who knows? It's all now down to the hands of the gods, the racing gods. So no moves there, unfortunately. So we're still stuck in P10. Can we try and get the fastest lap of the race though with K-Mag and his raw speed that he has been showing? Can we get around Gasly here? No, we can't. We have set the fastest purple sector though. The Red Bull's tyres are absolutely shot to hell. But we need to get around. We need to get around them. Somehow, some way, we need to get around. So can Magnussen here, and I'm going to put the webcam back on so you guys can have, again, a little bit of a giggle with me. Can we do it? Get around him, come on. Come on, Mag. We're about to lose our ERS too. It's practically gone. God. At least get us a P9 finish, mate. Come on. You're right there. Just get the DRS open. Get around him.
So
No.
DRS.
Okay, copy.
Let's take a
P10.
look at the replay. Look at that. Leclerc takes first place.
Astounding. I don't think anyone would deny them their victory lap after a race like that.
That was just heartbreaking scenes. I would have thought we would have had a slightly stronger opportunity. Maybe the ERS wasn't, like if I had harvested just a little bit longer, that could have helped us. But a lot did not go our way this weekend, unfortunately.
That would be checkered flag. Checkered flag.
I'm very sorry about that.
That was a hard one. Go in and pick up rubber.
That sucked. At least we get a point. 1 point at least.
Kevin Magnussen showing us how it's done. A great result.
Not really. It's only P10, Crofty. It's not really that good. Just going to skip it all because we know what's going on. Unlucky. Very unlucky there. Not much we could do to try and change it. At least we've got, again, that sole point. And we still... No, we actually dip now by 1 point. 1 point there to P6. So we're very close here for P6 and P5. As I was saying earlier on at the top of the episode. So hopefully we'll have some more parts finished up. That will enable us to be a little bit faster. We did still walk away with 5 million. So that's still a good outing financially for the team. So we'll cop that on every single scale. Okay, research on side pods is finished. Yeah, it was a difficult race. Nothing we could do there at all. 2 development points there, Pietro Fittipaldi. Now, let's have a look. We've got 14 days to this changes, so I'm just going to chuck as many days as I can into this. Set it for racing performance, so look at that improvement. Just slightly, just take that up there. Let's chuck all available hands onto it. Still keep it as intense, still the same time turnaround, but it means we're going to get a much better result as the days go on. So I'm all keen for that. Is there any new parts here that I can manufacture? I have installed... Yes, I have. No, I haven't. I've got to install a new front wing as well. I need to manufacture... Oh, no, I don't. Okay, well, that is that. Let's fast forward a little bit here. And straight into the next race, actually. Canadian Grand Prix. So we're very close. We're ready. We're actually ready to rock and roll now. I'm going to make that quick change here to the car and chuck on that other front wing that we have. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Don't even understand why I didn't know about it before. Bloody silly of me. And I think that's all I can do at the moment. Yeah, it's all I can do at the moment. We've got the new front wing ending in a couple of days. The side pod's also ending in a month's time. So we're close, but we're not close enough. We're going to round off the episode here. The factory's almost updated too, so we've got 2 weeks left of that, and we are going to have a nicer, newer looking factory. We are going to pump a little bit of cash here into one of these 4, I should say. The design center, I'm not really concerned too much about that, but I think we'll probably chuck it into... Let's chuck it into the suspension. 7.5 million. let's do that. We're left with 9 million for the next episode. So a bit of a disappointment in this one. Only P10, only the single point coming away from it. But I don't mind Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, so let's see if we have a much stronger showing this time round as we end episode 8 and we'll go into episode 9. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give us a little follow here and a subscribe here on YouTube, and check all the links below. And go back and watch the episodes. If you haven't watched anything, do it. What are you doing? You're just holding yourself back, King. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day or not, depending on where you are, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you guys.